And we are live, fired up, fired up, fired up. I'm telling you, I am excited. We got to, I love politics. I love the knife fighting of politics, the strategy, all of it. We got a lot of that to talk about today. So let's dig right into it. All right, before we get into the politics and what's going on with the shutdown, Affordable Care Act, SNAP, everything, we've got something else that we've got to talk about. We've got Super Typhoon Fenghuang is bearing down on the Philippines right now as we speak. It's going to run right over the Philippine mainland of Luzon. Folks, this is a big deal. 2 people are already confirmed dead from this, and this is right on the heels of another storm that just recently just blew through, killing 200 people. They've had an earthquake there. They're in rough shape. They're in rough shape. This is the storm path that it's going to take. It's going to barrel right over the top of the Philippines, and then it's going to take a hard right turn and do the same damn thing. It's a spin up again as it reaches up into the warm waters of the Gulf of Taiwan, the Straits of Taiwan, and it is going to hit Taiwan, and probably as a super typhoon. They call them in the Pacific Basin, they call them super typhoons, and you typically hear them called a Cat 5 hurricane. This is a monster. This is a monster. Keep an eye out, folks. They may end up needing international help to recover from this. It is looking rough. It is looking rough. Something else that has happened, and I want to slam the brakes on the show, and I want to tell you, bad. Damn it! I've told you people not to do this. Do not do stupid shit like this. We are controlling the narrative. We are winning this fight. And some asshole pulled up during one of these horrific ICE raids in Chicago, pulls up, rolls up in their black Jeep, jumps out, and caps off a bunch of shots. Fortunately, no one was hurt, and they're going to get the guy that did it. They're going to get the guy that did it. But damn it, what part of peaceful protest do you not understand? That feeds them, that allows them to escalate. Don't do that shit. It doesn't help. How many times do I have to? We're winning this. We're winning. Do not snatch victory. Do not. I can't even come up with I'm so frustrated. I can't even come up with the expression right now. We're winning this. Don't do stupid shit right now. Don't. Just keep at it. Keep the pedal down. Keep the protests coming. They're planning which I totally support, a Black Friday, no King's Day near the end of this month, to economically protest. Yes, I'm telling you, everything, the wind is at our back. The momentum is with us. All we have to do is keep being smart, keep beating the shit out of the broligarchs, do things like protest on Black Friday. I have already committed. We're not going to do the holidays like we do normally. It's not going to look like, a Christmas bomb blew up underneath our Christmas tree. And no, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen in the Schroeder household this year. We are going to cut back. Economic pressure works. Economic pressure works. Keep it up. Keep doing the smart things. Keep doing the smart things. Well, let's get into it. We are at day 40 of the government shutdown. Longest shutdown in history. And I've got to tell you, I am wholly impressed. I am. It's just kind of like my personality, whether you're talking about boxing or football or politics or anything. When I see good strategy and good play, when I see someone, that is just next level doing an amazing job, I eat that stuff up. I really do. I eat it up. I absolutely love it. And Chuck Schumer has masterfully backed the Republicans and the Trump administration into a box canyon from which there is no exit, that they are absolutely not destroyed. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything that's going on and what sets this up this way. We've got a comment here from ET in the house. Do we know if it was MAGA agitator? We do not. We do not know any details on it. They haven't caught the guy yet. But I'm telling you, all likelihood, it's going to be a well-intended, angry person from that neighborhood that has had enough and lost their shit. And we cannot allow that to happen. Now, I may end up eating those words, and I hope I do end up eating those words. But don't do shit like that. Cape Mary Light, you're assuming it's one of us and not some nuts with guns. Yeah, I just don't see a bunch of right wingers jumping out firing at Border Patrol. I don't. It may be a false flag. Maybe. We're going to find out, because this is way too public. This we're going to find out. Richard 6502, that could be an outside agitator planted by MAGA right-wing Proud Boys to undermine. It could be. It could be. But if it's not, the message stays the fucking same. Don't ever do anything like this. Stay on message. We are winning this. Diamond Garage, here with you as always. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you. And you know what? I want to do a shout out too to Jeanette. I appreciate the coffee. I really do. I appreciate it. I got it. I will answer your question about Newsom here in just a little bit. Well, let's just get it out of the way. Jeanette had a question about Gavin Newsom in 2028. Is he in trouble because of Kimberly Guilfoyle and his history with Kimberly Guilfoyle, his first marriage? No, he's not. No, he's not. That's not going to hinder him at all. They're divorced. They don't like each other. No, it's not a big deal at all. Stephen Leach, 1410, is the terror plot a false flag? I don't know, but I'm telling you, if it was one of us, it's the stupidest damn thing in the world. Randy Ryder, 6776, yes, Texas Paul, please keep telling folks to not get violent with the ICE assholes, because that's exactly what Kankles McTaco wants to declare martial law. Yep, 100%. And like I said, phones out. You see something like that, you record, you get as much information as you can, because if it is an outside agitator, let's be honest, the cops aren't going to work real hard to find the guy. They just aren't. It's going to be up to us to get that information out there into the world so that we can catch the fucker. Help each other stay calm and plan. Yes, absolutely. No, Gavin Newsom isn't going to face, his challenge is going to come from this. And I'm going to piss a lot of people off here. I really am. There's no way around it. But but here it is. This is what's going to get Gavin Newsom in trouble in 2028. Right here. He has come out and he holds the same position on this as I do. You know me, I support transgender rights. I support your right to live your life as you choose. I understand what being transgender means. I do. This, for me, this is the rarest of unicorns. It is an extremely rare concern. The number of people that we're trying to defend that are transgender women competing in sports is the infinitely small number of people, and it's not fair. Because if you accept what being if you know what being transgender is, it is being born with the mind of a woman in the body of a man, then you transition that body to being a woman's body. You have started with the body of a man. You have greater lung capacity, you have more lean muscle tissue. It's women and men aren't the same. They're not. The bodies aren't the same. And the fact that you are a woman, I get it. I understand. You are a woman and you transition your body to fit your identity that you were born with. I get that. Support it 100%, but it does not change the fact that we're not starting in the same place, and it is not fundamentally fair. And it's a red herring to draw a lot of attention. And yes, absolutely. Gavin Newsom, that's the issue he's going to have a problem with when he's running in 2028, because you've got the activists that always take and I've told you this before. I love the activists and the excitement and the emotion and the support and everything they bring to the Democratic Party, but they always are purists that go to the extremes. I would bet you if you polled, it's probably something to 80 to 90% who are in the exact same position that hold the exact same position that Gavin Newsom and I hold, that yes, support transgender women, support them 100%. But when you're talking about competing as an athlete, it ain't fair. It ain't fair. And there's no way around it. All right, Dime Bean Garage, Newsom packed DA, and yeah, he did. That was huge. That was huge. If y'all don't know, Gavin Newsom was just here in Houston to a spilling out overflow crowd. Yeah, it was huge. It was huge. We're talking 2028 election season type crowds. Anyways, let's move on to the main topic we're talking about. Vincent Day, it goes both ways. I'm a trans man, and it's just as valid being a trans woman. Hey, Vincent, and I'm glad you're here, man. I am glad you're here, brother. I really am, because people that aren't transgender, and there's a lot of people that just don't understand it. Even allies that do understand it don't always get it 100%. So it's incredibly important that you're here, Vincent, and I'm really glad you're here, brother. And call me out if I'm getting it wrong. I mean, please, but that's where I'm at, brother. Silly Bebo, Brittany in the house. One of the foundational members of the show, always here. The same duty heads can't comprehend that there are trans men who once identified as a woman. I know. They're idiots, and they want that to be the number one conversation. Why? Because their base are bigoted, stupid people, and they love talking about this instead of the important things. Look, we've got this going on. The shutdown, we are going into the Thanksgiving travel season. Black Friday is not just a big deal for retailers. This season is make or break for airlines. This is their longest green. November and December? Oh, yeah, brother. All the way through right after New Year's, just those first few days of January, this is when they make their money. This is when the profits come. They operate all year long in the red, and poof, they're in the black. come November and December because of the massive travel season, and it's being destroyed because of the Republican shutdown. And folks, this is where, we've got to frame this. You can't just talk about it. Oh, who was smart, who was when. You've got to talk about, in reality, what is happening on the ground and what do people get. Narratives are everything. They are everything. They dominate every aspect of your life. Every aspect of your life has a narrative. And I'm telling you, Chuck Schumer has done an amazing job with this, because if you look at the choices going forward for the Republicans, there isn't one that isn't just sheer political suicide. There isn't. If they win, they lose. If they lose, they're weak and they lose. There's just no way around it. Just no way around it. But look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give a lot of kudos to Chuck Schumer. I am. He's done an amazing job keeping his coalition together. And that ain't easy, brother. That is not easy, my brothers and sisters. That is not. We are not like the Republicans. We do not goose step along. We don't. Let me tell you, it's like herding cats, especially in the Senate, which is a bonfire of the vanities. Everybody likes to look at Fetterman and all that nonsense, the stupid shit he says. Believe me, he is not the only person. Just because he's going one direction doesn't mean there aren't other senators going other directions. There aren't. And granted, well-meaning. Right now, what is going on, what Chuck Schumer is doing to fight to hold his coalition together, what he's fighting against is, you've got Jeanne Shaheen and about a dozen Democrats are holding a side negotiation with John Thune, looking at other proposals. And Chuck Schumer has been able to thwart that, in that no one will defect. No one will cut a side deal. They will have the negotiation, but that side deal will go back through the caucus. So yeah, I'm incredibly impressed with that aspect of what Chuck Schumer did. I'm going to sing a lot of praises of Chuck Schumer today. I really am. The fact that he's even got this going on. You've got people looking at other avenues. So they're going to have options. They're going to have options going forward. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the way this plays out. Let's say the Republicans win and the Democrats cave on the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Is that a net winner or a loss for the Democrats? Really? They'll look weak. They will. They'll look like they caved, and they'll take a lot of shit for that. But what's going to be the fallout from this? Where are the Democrats going to be politically going into the midterms in 2028? If the Republicans win, if that is the reality that happens going forward. Bottom line is, the Republicans will be wholly responsible for this. They have made it very clear that they've wanted to destroy the Affordable Care Act forever. Forever. And getting rid of these subsidies absolutely does that. Because without the subsidies, the average American cannot afford to utilize the exchanges any more than they could. What would be the point of the exchange if the subsidies aren't there? You might as well just be on your own, going around calling health insurance companies, trying to find a policy at those incredibly inflated rates. Linda Orndorff, glad to see you here. My Sunday coffee has always tastes better with Texas Pie. I am glad. I do. I truly hope your coffee, my coffee's freaking banging this morning. I hope yours is better than mine. I hope yours is the best damn cup of coffee you ever had in your life. But yeah, You're not the stupids, folks. You're not the simple-minded people. You get this. I mean, you get this. There is no reality in which losing the subsidies doesn't destroy the Affordable Care Act. It literally shuts the exchanges down because it sucks so many people out of the exchanges. It will absolutely drive the prices up of the policies within that same exchange. It just will, on top of the loss of subsidies. It will be the end of the Affordable Care Act because the exchanges are the heart of the Affordable Care Act. So, what does that mean? That means a lot of Americans are hurt. A lot of Republican Americans are hurt. And there is no gray area in this narrative. None whatsoever. Democrats would have strengthened the exchanges. They would, left to their own devices, would actually increase the subsidies. They would make it cheaper. That's what Democrats would do. Republicans want to kill this. Republicans want to bring back bankruptcy over medical debt. Republicans immediately, they've already done this, folks. The Democrats said, look, we're not going to put medical debt on your credit report anymore. It doesn't make any sense. This is not something that is your behavior that caused you to be a bad risk, whether you're loan worthy or not. You're still the same person that pays all their damn bills. Then you get hit with cancer or a heart attack, and you ended up under the old system being completely bankrupted. Completely bankrupted because of this medical debt, because no one could afford to pay that bill. Even with health insurance, it bankrupted people. Why should that be counted against you on your credit report? You're still the same person that pays all their bills on time. You just had a catastrophic event happen that was beyond your control. And that's what Democrats said. We're not going to do that. Day one, the first thing Republicans did was put that back on your credit report. And what does that do? It makes all your loans more expensive. That's what Republicans are. That's what Republicans are. On every issue. And there's no gray line on any of these. The Affordable Care Act dies. It's owned by the Republicans. And despite what they say about, oh, we're going to make the system better, it will not be better. And people are not stupid. This is one of those clarifying issues where you get the mom in the house, because it's always the mom that is sitting down worrying about the health care. Daddy dumbass never pays attention to this shit. It's always the mom who is sitting there cutting through the bullshit. You're talking about taking health care away from her family. Mama Grizzly comes out. And I want to tell you folks, this last election, we did not do this, white guys. Even if you're a Hispanic guy or a black guy or an Asian guy, we didn't do this tsunami that happened in the last election. It was the women. The numbers are out. The women were wholly responsible for this blue tsunami. The statistics are out. Women voted on average 80% for Democrats in this last election. Yeah, it was the women, because they are no bullshit, no nonsense when it comes to issues like this. So, Veggie Owl Girl, I have a lump in my breast and I have health care through the VA. Imaging is next Friday. Without my health care, I would be on the street. I get it. I totally get it. And the scary, scary, scary part is they want to destroy VA healthcare too. The Republicans, who they are. Again, there is no gray area in this narrative at all. We know who they are. Jordan, just look at Sleepy Donnie's new failed health plan. Yeah. I mean, there is no health plan. There just is no health plan. Okay, so that's one future. The Affordable Care Act dies. It's gone. It gets killed. They get their way. What does that mean for the midterms? What does that mean for 2028? I know the Republicans and the shitty weakling, vomit mouth, always attack the Democrats, people that pretend to be on the left, but aren't. They're just fucking chaos agents. I know they say, oh, the Democrats, that'll prove I was right about those Democrats. No, it doesn't. 2026, if the Republicans get their way, they're demolished in the midterms. They're demolished in 2028. Because even dumbass MAGA moms get this. And Chuck Schumer knows this. He knows it. There's no way for him to lose here. None. There's no way for him to lose here. Because, I mean, folks, again, look at this going forward. This shutdown is going to run into the holidays. This shutdown, and there's two options there. The Democrats hold the line, and this travel season is demolished. Because TSA and air traffic controllers have had enough of this shit. We've already seen massive numbers of flights canceled. It is going to destroy the travel season. And people won't forgive it. They won't. And they know who's responsible for it. Because, again, there's no gray area in this issue. There's no wiggle room for the Republicans. So if the shutdown continues, Republicans destroyed the holidays. And we're talking about the only people that aren't going to say that, the only people that aren't going to believe that and know that in their hearts is going to be that very crystallized, sickest of sick MAGA core base. The people that Donald Trump could shit in their wives' faces and they would still, they would say it was a facial. I mean, those sick bastards are the only people that are going to support the Republicans. But if there's an in run by a handful of Democrats and they end up switching over and voting with the Republicans, and everything opens back up, Democrats save the holidays. Democrats fought to try to save the Affordable Care Act. They fought to try to keep, do right by the American people. But rather than allow the pain to continue, the Democrats caved and let the Republicans hurt you. Tell me how that ends up being a net loss for Democrats. It doesn't. It doesn't. You get the people that weren't going to vote Democrat anyways. They're the smartasses all over social media that do nothing but shit talk Democrats. They're not going to fucking vote for us anyways. They never were. We didn't lose anything with them. But everybody else will hear the next message that come out of Democrats. And it will be this. See? We told you they wanted to kill the Affordable Care Act. They've tried over and over and over and over again, and they finally did it. They hurt you. They hurt you on purpose for their broligarch piece of crap billionaire donors. They hurt you and your family. Elect us, and you'll get Medicare for all. You'll get Medicare for all. See, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm not shedding a lot of tears over the prospect that the Affordable Care Act might die. I'm not. I've been pissed about the Affordable Care Act since it started because it was a Republican. It was Romney Care. It was freaking Romney Care. It was a Republican idea and a shitty one at that. It's let private healthcare industries fuck us and we subsidize that. I hate the Affordable Care Act. I have since the beginning. Medicare for all. Every person in the United States of America gets a basic health insurance plan. I'm not talking boob jobs and Cadillac care here. I'm talking about if you fall off a fucking roof. Stop cussing. You're going to stop cussing. If you fall off a roof on your job, or you get cancer, or you have a heart attack, or you're in a car accident, you have health care coverage that doesn't allow your family to be bankrupted and destroyed over something that happens. Folks, I just want to be clear about something. Since the beginning of time, hold on, let me read some of these. Joan Prim, 5054. Yes, they're there. Anyway, back home from this in 2026, 2028. Yeah, I understand what you're trying to say there. I do. Lanap 9611. People are getting their marketplace premium notices, and it's now getting real for them. Yeah. I am telling you, it is getting real. It is getting very, very real. Oregon Wine Lady, glad to see you in the house. Paul, could you please talk about what Stonekettle pointed out about a poison pill in their clean CR that kills women's right to abortion? We are going to talk about that. I do. I've already got a tab pulled. I've got a video for you from Ron Wyden about that very thing. I do. I'm with you. I love it. Look at that shit. God, I love our community. I freaking love our community. Look at how, I mean, y'all are just on it, man. This just happened. And, the Republicans are just doing it, and you're already on it. You are not the same, folks. You have to be the leaders in our communities. You have to be the leaders in our communities because there are people out there that either can't stay on top of this stuff like you do, or because of their lives and the things that are going on, or two, they just can't. They don't have the mind to do it. You have to be the leaders. God, I love you people. I love you people. Jordan, Sleepy Donnie is putting more time to naming Washington Commanders' new stadium after him instead of trying to open the government. Yeah, it's clear. The narrative is clear. There is no way for Democrats to lose, no matter how it comes out. Democrats come ahead, and that is good for the American people because even if they wipe out the Affordable Care Act, that leaves us open to push for Medicare for all, which is what I wanted in the first damn place. Dave Mon, 1957. I appreciate it. And you know who knows this? Republicans know this. Republicans know this. They know they're going to be the dog that caught the bumper on the car once they kill the Affordable Care Act. They know it. Wayne Gwynn, 939. Good morning, potheads and everyone. Glad you're here, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for the support. Always glad to see a new supporter out there. Holly Hale, thank you. Thank you. Gabriel Lopez in the house for the swear jar. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look, people, Holly, back at it again. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate you. That's a double tap. Look, what the point I was making before I stopped to read the comments, it was this. Since the beginning of time, since we stood upright as a species, and I mean that literally, the moment we coalesced together into the first tribe, huddled in those caves because we weren't even home builders at the time. We didn't even build basic shelter. We hid in freaking caves. There was a leader. There was a government. And that leader's job, that government's job, was to make sure his tribe was safe, they had food, and if they were injured, they were cared for. That has been the purpose, the core purpose of government from the beginning. When we were buck naked with sticks hiding in caves. That has always been the purpose of government. And you have these Republicans that are fighting that tooth and nail, trying to sell the narrative that it is bad if the government tries to make sure those things happen. Well, aren't you independent enough to be your own government? Aren't you independent enough to do it yourself? No, I can't lay roads. I don't have those resources. No, I can't fight health insurance corporations. They will bankrupt me in a heartbeat. It has always been the government's job. Always. And I don't give a fuck that Chuck Schumer takes AIPAC money. I don't care. I don't care. As long as he does the right damn thing, I don't give a shit that he takes AIPAC money. I'm telling you, I have had it with the bullshit. I have had it. There is no way to lose here. None. Stacy, J1 1908. Preach, Brother Paul. Preach. Dime Bree Garage. Glad you said that, Paul. I thought the same thing, but felt bad because it felt selfish because so many use it at the ACA, but long-term Medicare for all is much better. Look, it is going to hurt people, but we're not doing it. We're not doing it. You left Democrats to their own devices. They would puff those exchanges up. They would increase the subsidies. And you know it. Look, you know what the perfect example is? This is the perfect example right here. This is the perfect example right here. Boom. Bernie. Bernie is the perfect example. 100% the perfect example. Why is Bernie the perfect example? It's simple. Bernie Sanders means every damn thing he says. He does. He means every damn thing he says. He would do it all. If you made Bernie king, he would do every damn thing he talks about. You know it. I know it. You know he means it. That's why he's got a cult following. He does. Bernie has some of the most loyal cult followers there are. 100%. And you want to know the ironic part about it is? The most ironic part about it? Bernie hasn't done shit. Yeah. Google Bernie Sanders legislative accomplishments. It's about that thick. Now, I'm not shitting on Bernie when I say that, because the things Bernie wants to get done are a fight. It's not, again, he would do it all, and you know it. And we should be fighting for those things. That's why I voted for that man. In 2016, I was a Bernie bro. When they held, I believe it was in March, they had the primary here in Texas. I voted for Bernie. And in April, when he lost New York, that's when I jumped on the Clinton train, because Bernie no longer had a path forward, and I'm a Democrat. I am a ride or die Democrat. I don't blow shit up. I don't destroy good seeking perfect. I take the world as it comes. And I keep on fighting, just like right now. I'll take the Affordable Care Act if that's what I've got. It ain't what I want, and I'm always going to fight for Medicare for all. I am. That is the right answer for me. I believe that. And a lot of people feel the exact same way. So no, I'm not crying over the possibility that the Affordable Care Act dies, even though I know, and it kills me that so many people are going to get hurt between now and when we can fix it. But damn it, it's a clarifying issue. It brings people to reality. Pain is a hell of a clarifier. And we're not the ones doing it. Because just like Bernie, the Democrats would do everything to beef up the Affordable Care Act. There's no gray area in this narrative. None whatsoever. The Republicans are hurting people. The Democrats would absolutely stop it if they could. So in 2026 and 2028, let's give those Democrats the ability to do that very thing. Bluebird ZX6BM. Thank you for being here, man. That's part of our European audience right here. Germany had cancer 7 years ago. Definitely, I couldn't survive in the U.S. Here, I got almost everything paid, and after 2 years, I could come back to my job. Example after example after example after example of exactly that. You know, it's kind of like the idiocy. Everything Republicans do is idiocy. It's these deportations. You know what costs us more money? What ICE is doing is costing us more money than it would to take every one of these immigrants and subsidize them and house them and let them work. It's costing us more to arrest them and deport them. It's financially stupid. And on the other end, they continue to work and contribute. There's no gray area in these narratives. None whatsoever on any one of these issues. None. Mary Jean Manas 388, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. George Allen, 1962. Sorry I'm late. Great to see you. What? I was on time. They were on time. Where were you, George? What was so important, George? No, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm glad you're here, brother. I'm glad you're here. If you can't tell, I am happy. I am a happy man. Kessman 97. I love the Democratic Party, but I swear to God, if they start pandering to white supremacists, that will never happen. That's not who we are at our core. But I get your point. I'm with you. I'm fucking with you. That's a deal breaker for me too. We will make sure they lose every single election. Yep. 100%. I'm with you on that, brother. But look, and here, let's just jump to that video that I was telling you about. Excellent point. This is the kind of thing Republicans are doing. This is what they're doing. And we're sitting here screaming it from the rooftops so everybody knows. You can find this video. This is why I do it in this format, where you can Park Rose Permaculture on Blue Sky, shared Ron Wyden's video. You're going to see a watermark down here. This is from Ron Wyden's TikTok. Either place you can share this from with your friends. This is really happening. Ron Wyden is involved in the negotiations. He knows firsthand what is happening. Listen to what this man says.
Hey everybody, Ron Wyden here with some unfortunate news about some dangerous developments here in the United States Senate. Senate Republicans are pushing hard to get into the government funding bill a backdoor nationwide abortion ban. I'm fighting it with everything I've got. It would be devastating to Oregon and women across the country. We're going to pull out all the stops to block it.
That's from at Ron Wyden's TikTok. That's really happening. That is really happening, folks. 100% really happening. This is why I say Chuck Schumer has done an amazing job. Even though you have 10 to 12 Democratic senators that are side negotiating, this is why it will never go through without going through the entire caucus. Because Republicans are doing shit like this. They're throwing those kind of poison pills in the bill. That's the reality of this. That's why there's no way for Democrats to lose. Everybody gets that they're the grown-ups in the room that are still in Washington. They didn't leave. They didn't shut down. They're the ones willing to negotiate. They're the ones that are demanding reasonable things. And Chuck Schumer and this is what's so beautiful. This is what I'm telling you. I I admire great politics. I really do. And remember, folks, winning isn't winning every battle. The North Vietnamese lost every battle and won the war. Winning is winning the war. If we lose a battle here and there, I'm ride or die, baby. I'm ride or die. And I'm telling you, when Chuck Schumer came out and he threw that deal out to the public and said, look, we'll do a 1-year extension of the Affordable Care Act subsidies, and we will reopen the government. And Republicans can get back to doing all the awful shit that they want to do. We'll fight it out. We'll reopen the government. Just a 1-year extension. You know why that was so freaking brilliant? Republicans said no. They had to say no. They had to say no because of the brilliance of that offer. That puts the Affordable Care Act front and center again right before the midterm election. If they agreed to it, the Republicans were screwed in the midterms, and they knew it. If they don't agree to it, they're screwed now. And it showed in the last election. It showed in the off-year elections. I'm telling you, Schumer is killing it right now. Mr. Knudsen in the House, the Affordable Care Act is dead. Long live Medicare for all. Vote and more people like Bernie and make it so. And I'm going to burn a bridge here. You people keep making you people, our community. I like Bernie's policies. I'm pulling the same damn direction. I am. But you keep making comments on my social media platforms and sending me emails talking about Bernie and AOC need to be the leaders of our party. I agree with their messaging 100%. I voted for Bernie when he put the jersey on and said, okay, I'm a Democrat now. I want to be the standard bearer. I voted for the man. But as soon as he lost, he took the jersey off. Fuck that noise. You want me to make Bernie the captain of the team and he won't even wear the fucking jersey? No, he's an independent. Let him go run the independent party. Stop telling me Bernie needs to be our leader. If he can't get in the damn trench with me and fight it out, as a Democrat, why the hell would I make him the captain of my team? Why? I will accept that we're fighting the same direction and I agree with his policies and I'll fight right next to him to get those policies through. But stop asking me to make that man the leader of my party when he will not proudly put on the jersey and stand up in my party. Trey 45, Trader Hater, I'm glad you're here, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. The whole point was that Trump needed to put his personal army together, which is the ICE Brigade. They're going to do awful shit. They are. That's who they are. That's who Republicans are. Monica Berlin, 1901, super sticker. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you very much. Thank you. And you know what? I want to take a second to donate. All you people that donated through Cash App and Zelle and everybody, I see you, man. I see you. I know there's no way to bring those comments up, but I see you. I do read your emails. Yes, I'm behind on replying to emails over the last several days. There's just been a lot going on, and I know I'm behind, but I do read them. I do. I sit back and read them. I do. I absolutely do. But let's keep at it. Look, this is what's going on. Trump threw this bullshit out here. And why I keep saying there's nothing but a win. Trump threw this shit out there. He wants to take all the money that goes into the subsidies in the exchanges and take it away. Then he wants to send out those bullshit Trump campaign checks. Yup. Yep. See, he knows he's screwed. He knows he's wrecked the economy. He thinks he can bribe you with a couple grand. He's going to make your insurance cost $10,000 a year, $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 a year for your family. But he's going to send you a $2,000 check. So it's all good, right? I mean, it's all good, right? This is why I'm telling you, this is why they've lost women. The Republicans have lost women. Unless you're talking about the stupidest of stupid MAGA twats, they have lost women because of shit like this. Women get this. You're going to send me a $2,000 check, but you're going to raise my grocery prices by $1,500 a year and my insurance by $10,000 a year. Screw you, buddy. Screw you. Ron Slater, thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for supporting the show. People get it, and people see what a cynical ploy it is. The foreign policy, they're screwed. The tariffs have wrecked our economy. We're talking about the worst October for jobs since I think it was 2003 or 2004. This is the hiring season. It's supposed to be going into the holidays, and they're wrecking it. Holly Hale, thank you for being here. Man, that's fourth time out, fourth time out, Holly? Damn, you're killing it today. Tennessee folks and Tennessee 7th, go out and vote for the Dem. Amen. Amen. And Democrats need to be being very loud and very proud right now. Nita Dahl, thank you for being here, our Danish audience. On this December 2nd, there's a special election in Tennessee. There's a vacant seat in Tennessee's 7th congressional district. Nailing it. Nailing it. Nailing it, folks. We'll talk more about that as the weeks go by. We will. We're coming up on a special election in Tennessee. Canyon. Am I pronouncing that right? Canyon? Now you are preaching it, ride or die. I'm telling you, folks. I love Bernie's policies. I do. And when he switched over and put the jersey on and became a Democrat, I was so proud. Then I was so heartbroken with, if you lose, you lose some, man. That's politics. You dust off and you keep fighting. But no, the way that went down, that was heartbreaking. That was heartbreaking. Dana Shepard in the house, 6203. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for supporting us. What check? Where's that Doge check? Oh, yeah, man. See, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. It's not just that. It's not. It's he wants to send these checks out badly. I mean, badly. Yeah, I got another one for you. He's been talking about this nonsense. Please tell me I pulled this up. Please. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. See, he's been looking for any excuse to send it. He wants to send a check out, man, a $2,000 check. Any excuse, any argument, whether he's arguing about tariffs or whether he's talking about healthcare, anything. Trump desperately wants to send a check out because he knows he is toast. He is cooked. He is done. Everybody knows that. He has the worst approval rating. His approval rating now is worse than when he left office in his first term. Yeah, he knows it. He wants to send you a bribe so bad. Stoneflower Dragon, looking forward to seeing folks not shopping on Black Friday. Pisses me off. They actually have Black Friday on Google Calendar. Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, this was my personal plan. All right, you know me. I'm putting together a woodworking shop. I'm going to make that happen. That was my retirement dream. Was to build a woodworking shop and to spend my time doing that. That was going to be my decompression chamber. I was waiting because I'm frugal, man. I'm a tight ass. I admit it. I know it. So I've waited and waited, and I need clamps really bad. I was waiting for Black Friday. I was going to just stock up. That was my Christmas present to me, man. I was going to buy, just hundreds of dollars in clamps, man. I was, when they were on sale. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can wait. For the good of the country. I can hurt these broligarch motherfuckers and not spend the money. And that's what I'm going to do. Robin DeHood, my 7-year-old son Link, says that since Trump wants to keep fighting snap release, all McDonald's should ban him in response. I love that thinking, man. Hurt him. hurt them. Folks, this is what we're talking about. This is already happening. Take a look. I mean, this graph is just, I mean, it's sick, man. It is sick. And you know these numbers don't accurately represent the worst of what's happening to people. They just don't. I mean, you're talking about more than doubling people's monthly premiums. And it's already happening. And it's already happening. And that's why I say, if the Democrats win and they keep the subsidies, they win and they keep the subsidies, all these people that just saw their premiums spike will see them drop. And there's no daylight in that narrative. There's no gray area. Democrats did this. Democrats did this. I'm telling you, Chuck Schumer has played this beautifully. Beautifully. Proud Texas liberal. I knew in 2015, 2016 that Bernie wasn't a Democrat, and I've been saying since then, why are you mad that the Democrats chose the Democrat? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Tiffany Simmons is 9673. My neighbor finally took his Trump flag down. That is happening everywhere. Everywhere. They used to be on you saw Trump. They're ripping no shit. They're ripping them off I'm telling you, in my area, in my red area, I'm a blue dot in a red area, bumper stickers used to be everywhere. Man, there aren't half as many bumper stickers out there. They are shaving them off the cars, man. They are. They're shaving them off the cars. Not only do they want to kill the Affordable Care Act, but the idea of it as well, not happening when they are when they're doing it this way. Yeah, I 100%. 100%. We got Trader Hater back out for another round. Trucker freight volume has absolutely withered by 17 to 25% in volume over the past 60 days. We are already in serious recession. Yep. All the red flags, folks. All the red flags are out there. They're out there. Richard Lawton in the house. Thanks for foundational member of the show. Been here from the beginning. Thanks for helping big picture all this stick. That's my job, man. That's my job. Y'all, because of y'all, I can do that. Thanks for supporting the show, Dub Invasion. Because of y'all, I can do that for a living. I'm incredibly privileged. I am incredibly privileged. And I got to tell you, folks, we can't lose sight of this. You know, this happened. Y'all saw this. The SCOTUS issued a stay, and the payments for SNAP stopped. They did. I knew that was coming. When they appealed it. I knew that was coming. And it didn't come, it wasn't people. Again, I don't mean to be the guy to I'm not trying to slow momentum here, but just you're the informed people. You need to know that it was Ketanji Brown Jackson that issued that stay. It was Ketanji Brown Jackson that issued that stay. That appeal is in the circuit she manages. And this is why. We've talked about this before. Whenever there's an appeal, the courts will step in and they'll issue stays based on you can't put shit back in a horse. It's a simple principle. You can't put shit back in a horse. So whatever action is going to be the most difficult to change will dictate which way the stay goes. That's normal. That's normal. And in this case, it was paying it out. I mean, if the appeal won, what are they going to do? Take the money back? So yeah, it only made sense that the stay was going to come, and it was going to come to stay the payments. That's normal procedural action. It was not supporting anything. It's just the way it's done in every case. So no, this is not Ketanji Brown Jackson sending a message that she's for stopping SNAP payments. It wasn't. It was just a normal procedural action. They're going to zip this one through. That stay will not stay long. It will not. But you need to understand where it came from and why it came. Skeet Sayre, she did that so the rest of the goons could not ram through Trump's evil. It was intelligent. It was. Canyon. Yes, it's Canyon. Thank you. With a K, or badass bitch. You have been spot on today. Everyone keep the pedal down. And folks, don't think I'm hating on Bernie. I'm not. I love his policies, but I am a Democrat. I don't make any bones about that. If you are here listening to a Democrat. I take the good, I take the bad. And when there's bad, I work to fix it. Because I know the Democrats, we are not the same, folks. There are two parties and they are not the same. Let me show you how they're not the same. Tim Walz, this is what Democrats did. When that decision was issued and the government had to release the SNAP funds, in blue states like Minnesota, Tim Walz, he took every bit of SNAP money he could get out of it right away. And then they slapped state funds with it, and they paid out full SNAP benefits. That's what Tim Walz did as a Democratic governor. Then you've got Linda Kelly, who is the Democratic governor of Kansas. She's trying to do the same exact thing, right? Tried to get in that window before the appeal, because everybody knew, folks, if you understand the system, you knew that stay was going to come. So Democrats were rushing in blue states all across the country. Texas here, nope, no SNAP payments. None, because they're Republicans. But Linda Kelly here in Kansas, and this is why I'm telling you, you have to vote in every election. You have to vote in the off year, the off year, and you have to vote for Democrats. This is why. Linda Kelly tried to do the exact same thing Tim Walz did, but her attorney general, who is this asshole, because they split the ticket in Kansas, they elected Chris Kobach as attorney general. Y'all remember who Chris Kobach is. Not only is he this trans-hating piece of shit bigot, he is also the guy that Trump tapped to do his investigation into Trump's loss, trying to find voter fraud, and then found no voter fraud. Yeah, he's that guy. He cut Laura Kelly's hamstring, and they didn't get SNAP benefits paid out in Kansas. Where Democrats ran, people were taken care of. Where Republicans are involved, people were not. It's that simple. We are not the same. Our hearts are different. We are better people. Period. New West bill. Yeah. I 100% legal chess. They knew it was coming, and they went, we are not the same people. We just aren't the same people. Man, I hope your coffee's as good as mine. Whew. That coffee is banging this morning. Got a fresh hot cup. Thank you, baby. I love you. I am so fortunate. Anyways, don't want to get off. Mr. Knutson says, just to clarify, when I said vote for people like Bernie, I mean progressive Democrats. That will work for the people, not the billionaires or the special interests. Hey, I'm okay with you. If you want to vote for Bernie, I love his policies. I do. I'm just not going to pretend he's a Democrat. When he's telling me he's not a Democrat, I believe him. Kenya Gomez, name recognition is incredibly important. Share their names. Tennessee 2nd, Afton Ben, Texas 15, Bobby Polito, Texas 27, Tanya Lloyd. Flip them all. We're working on it. We are working on it. That's what we're doing here. All right. This also happened. This was a good thing. This was a good thing. I know this is kind of off topic for a second. Judge says education department partisan out of office emails violated First Amendment. Yeah, baby. We're talking about class action lawsuit if they want to. Yeah. Y'all remember those Hatch Act violating messages that the Republicans put out? This is just on the topic of we are not the same. I know it's taking a step away from the snap and the fight that's going on with Chuck Schumer, but it goes to the fact that we are not the same. We are not the same. Democrats don't do shit like that. It's against the law, so we don't do it. We don't create bullshit campaign messages and pump it out using tax dollars. That's Republicans, man. They don't give a shit about the law. They don't give a shit about the rules. They don't care. They don't care. That's why I am a Democrat. And thank you again, Tony. Thank you again for the flag. Tony, one of our communities, sent me that flag. Is that not badass? Is that not badass? Took the initiative, downloaded the image, had a flag made, and mailed it to me. That is incredible, man. That is incredible. That is incredible. But look, I just want to wrap this up because, I mean, it is a big deal. And Republicans know they're screwed. They do. They do. They know they're screwed. You know, Democrats have taken a lot of shit. That's what happens when you lose an election. People got comfortable and we lost. And people don't ever say, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. No, they always say, it's their fault. That's human nature. You know, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to not be emotional. It takes a lot to accept responsibility for mistakes. You know, I mean, that's why I've always apologized for the mistakes I made going into the last election. You know, you've got to own those. But most people don't. Let's be honest with you. Honest. Most people don't. We've got to keep that in mind. We've got to be the smart ones, the cerebral ones, and realize people are what they are. I'm telling you, folks, these Republicans are figuring it out. They screwed the pooch. They thought they were going to gerrymander, and Democrats were the old Democrats where they just don't do anything. They just take it and we polish up our principles and we don't gerrymander and we don't anything. And then now they realize, oh shit, what did we do? Somebody did the math and they realized we got a lot more to gain out of this game than they do. And again, kudos to Virginia and the Democrats in Virginia moving forward with this. Kudos to, of course, Governor Newsom and the Democrats in California for Prop 50 and moving forward with gerrymandering. You need to keep the pressure on, and we need this to happen in New Jersey. We need this to happen in Illinois. We need this to happen in New York. We need this to happen everywhere. And you're seeing there's no excuses. There's no excuses. It doesn't matter if it's illegal right now to do it. You can change the law and make it happen. You can do it. But I just want to sum this up, folks. Look, Democrats, I get it. People were pissed off. People were coming after, they needed somebody to blame. And they wanted to say, the Democrats are terrible. And look, Chuck Schumer said he's not running for a leadership position again after the next election. He gets it. He's old. Nancy Pelosi's retired. She was when it came to politics, oh my God, it didn't get any better than Nancy Pelosi. But she's 85 and she knows it. She knows it. And we're getting that next guard in. But I'm going to give credit. Democrats are doing an amazing job. They have changed. They're not the same party that was polish up my principles and tell you, I don't believe in gerrymandering, so I'm not going to do it. Like Bill Ferguson in Maryland. That guy's catching hell right now. And they're going to redistrict in Maryland. Kudos to Wes Moore for pushing it. You need to let them know that you got their back, that we're for this. Fighting fire with fire is a good thing. It is a good thing. When the Republicans want to sit down and pass national anti-gerrymandering legislation, we'll sit down and we'll talk about it when they're crying for it to not happen. But we're not going to do this shit where they gerrymander in red states and then fight us in the courts in blue states and we just, oh, well. No, that's over, brother. That's over. Goose, meet gander. Pot, meet kettle. It's on, bitches. It's on. Hermana of Delphi. Thank you, Hermana. Living in a deep red state, I worry the same people who got him elected are my neighbors, even with no more Trump flags. I know. Yep. And they're still susceptible to the same bullshit that got them there in the first place. Because, again, we're not the same people. All they need is somebody to punch down on and somebody to hate, and they'll be right back in line. That's why we can't. That's what I tell people. Do not worry about MAGA. Don't try to convince MAGA. Control the narrative, show strength, get out there, support your people, kick ass, and we'll be there for you. We're never going to make MAGA go away because those people will never go away. They're susceptible to it. You've got people right now. Mamdani doesn't take office until January. And you have people right now losing their ever-loving minds talking about all the shit Mamdani's done. He's not even in office. But they believe it because they want to believe it. They're desperate for it. We'll never get rid of those people. They'll always be here. You people being the cerebral ones, you people being the smart ones, you people that understand the big picture. We're going to skate. You're going to have to sit there and suck a lemon every once in a while because the politics, it's like Gavin Newsom coming out against transgender women competing in sports. Yeah, it's not what you want to hear. But it's the policy we have to push forward to get the whole group. You understand there's not 100% of anything. You're not purists. You understand that perfection is the enemy of good. And we've got to be the grown-ups in the room. We have to do it on our side and against theirs in both places. I'm just glad you're here. I'm telling you, because I was getting very disheartened by the number of dumbasses there were in the world. I thought America was a smarter country. I didn't believe there were that many stupid people until they showed themselves. And the fact that you're here, you're what gives me hope. Diamond Garage, even Trump supporters can't defend a bad economy. Everyone in town are reeling from this economy. People learn from pain. I'm a blue dot in a purple town. Truth. Let them be the dogs that caught the bumper on the car. Did you see Steve Bannon say if they don't win? I played the clip in the last show. They're all going to jail. Yes, they are, because people are figuring out there's a lot of money missing. They did a bunch of illegal shit, and we're going to just tear them a new ass over it once we take power again. E.T. And that is my job. That is what I'm doing. Yes, I'm a Democrat, so they let me in the door. And when I'm in the door, I tell them, you better none of this business as usual, and let's make peace, and for the good of the country, fuck that noise. I want an attorney general that's a damn knife fighter. I want Republican guts politically spilled on the deck. E.T. That is why the first step in admitting that there is any problem is the admission that there is a problem. No matter what it is, the first step is hard. It is. And some people never get there, man. And we have to realize that when we shape our messages and our narratives. Jordan, when they go low, we go lower. Amen. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not polishing up any principles anymore. Enjoying my coffee with you from Hawaii, Paul. Well, look at you go, K. Kim, J808, living the high life in Hawaii. Mahalo. Skeet Sayer 2018. So now I know Trump is a gecko because we saw a close-up of his face and his ear, his heel. Yeah. He didn't get shot. He didn't. You know, how the hell, and I'm not going to go off on this conspiracy theory shit, I'm not, but how in the hell do you get shot in your ear with a bullet going this way and end up with blood splatter on your face this way? That math don't math. That math don't math. Every bit of force was going backwards. Even if you bled down the side of your face, it would be from here back, not all up here in your face. That's bullshit. That was a blood pack. That shit was a setup. Rena Scott, 7631. Johnson will keep the House out until December 2nd. If the Tennessee special election goes Republican, it negates the Dems' 218th vote to release the Epstein file. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I understand that's a concern that's been around a lot. And thank you for bringing it up because it's something we have to deal with. It doesn't matter if you add another Republican vote. There are still the 218 votes with Adelita Grijalva to get it out. That one will not negate it. It will not. It just will not. David ZZ, Texas Paul, you make my Sunday great. And I understand that some people are saying, and this is where we're going to disagree. They're saying, well, that means the total aggregate number 218 won't be enough. You'll need 219. That's an argument that's being made. But everything I've seen and everything I've looked at it, no, 218 will still be enough. Robert Walsh, 1724. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. If I'm wrong and one of you super smart people knows that I'm wrong there, but I'm telling you the math works out that 218 is still enough. The Devil of Dallas, when we go low, welcome to hell, motherfucker. I'm with you. I love the way you're thinking. And once they swear in Adelita Grijalva, you're going to look to more Republicans because once they realize that shit dam is broken and they can't hold it back anymore, those rats are going to jump from the ship. There's a good chance we pick up more than just 218 on that vote. That was a great question, man. Thank you for bringing that up. But the math is just the math. Metal Mark 1214, 218 is the majority. Even if that vote in Tennessee happens, it won't take away from the 218. Now, if there's a defection or something, that's a big freaking deal. But so far, no. DKWC, thank you for supporting. Thank you for supporting. And that's why I love you people. You ask the best questions. You really do. Jason Crow, it's too bad we, the people, can't suspend all of the Republicans' pay, benefits, and health care until we get our government back. Yeah. Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah. John Kennedy, the Republican, actually took to the floor to propose a bill to do just that. I am a partisan Democrat, but when somebody does something, I'll call it out. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn proposed a bill to do just that. They stuffed him in a locker so damn fast. The Republicans, I am not kidding, man, stuffed him in a locker. That bill is going nowhere. Miguel Arcentala, Houston runoff. We do. It's not over, folks. It's not over. We had a special election that went into a runoff, and Greg Abbott's not wanting to set a date for that runoff. He's dragging his feet again. They don't believe in democracy. We're not the same. We are not the same. They're desperate and they're dying and they know it. That's why they're doing shit like this. They're breaking all norms that they're going to have to put up with. It's our job to make sure that we treat them like they're acting. Skeet Sear, the past elections were a sign that the midterms are going to be wonderful for our community. If we do the work, if we show up, yes, sir, 100%. Well, look, there's more stuff going on than just the domestic stuff. You guys know I've been a big fan of Ahmed Al-Sharaa. Yes, he was Al-Qaeda. He was an Al-Qaeda fighter. He was. But one man's terrorist can turn into another man's hero. It's just the way it is. Everything he's done in Syria since taking power has been nothing short of brilliant. I told you when he took power, we had a show on it. And if you remember, I'll do a recap. He's in dangerous straits there because there are so many people around him and in Syria that want to see him fail, that he is in danger. His life is in danger, but he has done an incredible job, And fortunately, people, I'm telling you, moving forward, if he keeps doing what he's doing in Syria and going the way he's going, Syria historically has been an incredible place. Damascus is one of the key cities that just, if you're a history nut like me, you know the importance of Syria and Damascus in history. He is restoring Syria to what it once was. And he's doing it. Well, folks, he's doing stuff like this. He has gone to war with the Islamic State. Yeah. The former Al-Qaeda fighter is working with the United States and the United States military, and they are just absolutely destroying the Islamic State in Syria. They are. The Islamic State has actually been so damaged that they're no longer an active battlefield force. They're actually having to go back to their old terrorist roots and suicide bombings and shit like that. They're no longer have enough wherewithal to field an actual field army anymore. I'm telling you, folks, we've got to pay attention to what's going on in Syria because of this fucking guy right here. If there isn't chaos, if there isn't brutality, if there isn't war, this man cannot survive. So he will do everything he can to undercut Syria from stability, to undercut Syria from re-cementing itself to the focal center of the Middle East. I'm telling you. And this really just happened. Turkey just issued genocide arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu. That's a big deal because, I'm just going to tell you, Saudi Arabia can't get into a kicking ass contest with Israel. They can't. They just can't. Jordan can't. Egypt can't. Egypt is the closest of those three, but they can't. All three of them combined, I would still put my money on Israel. Syria can't get into a kicking ass contest with Israel. They can't. Turkey? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Turkey could kick Israel's ass. It would be a bloody absolute mess. But in a straight up kicking ass contest, and Turkey takes no shit off Israel. None whatsoever. None. So yeah, it is a big freaking deal for Turkey to issue an arrest warrant for Benjamin Netanyahu. That, I'm telling you folks, the winds, they are a changing. They are. Canadian Conservatives says, Brian Peaches says, Canadian Conservatives are trying to import MAGA type hate. Not wanted here. Yeah, Pierre is a piece of shit. Amy Poe, 3772. What do you think about Jack Smith's case? Trump terrified midterms will keep people from polls. Pulling Netanyahu, try to stay in power or hop in that Qatari jet. Deals made. Jet was part of it. Folks, you've seen it. You saw it in the last election. Everybody said, oh, they're going to scare us. They're going to stop us from voting. Did they? No. Women led the charge. We showed the fuck up. We did. Now it's time for us men to grow a set of balls and stand by our women. You talk about a landslide if men grow a set of balls and stand by their women. I'm telling you, don't worry about it. We got this. We've got this. We have defeated Project 2025. Paulette Tansel, thank you for being here. Doesn't mean they're not going to stop trying. Doesn't mean they're not going to stop doing awful shit while they have power. That's the price we pay. Elections have consequences. We're going to have to put up with some awful shit, but we are going to fix this. We are going to move forward. George Allen, playing some more Texas blues on my guitar. It's what keeps me going. Love your Texas blues. Thank you, brother. I want to tell you something. Those aren't Texas blues. The opening sequence is from a guy by the name of Chris Haugen. He is a brilliant slide guitarist who was based out of Seattle, but he's in California now. Those are California blues. Yeah, man. I'd love to tell you they were Texas blues, but they're not. But he's brilliant. If you ever get a chance, I need to invite him on the show. He released that for all the world. He did. Anybody can use that piece of his without license. He just cut it loose for the world. I need to thank him for that. Bring him on the show. Chris Haugen. He's a brilliant slide guitarist. And man, he doesn't just do blues. I'm telling you, you want to cry? You want to hear something so beautiful you cry? Go to Chris Haugen's website and listen to some of his tracks, man. This guy is a savant. He is brilliant. Chris Haugen, Haugen. Silly Bebo, Brittany, if you are in Texas 10 State House District and you can afford to run against Brian Harrison, do it. I got to tell you, so many brave people are stepping up and throwing their hat in the ring. I'm really proud of them. And speaking of proud, I'm proud of the UN for doing this. There's got to be a way forward. There's got to be a way forward. And with all of the steps that Ahmed Al-Sharaa is doing, all of the right steps, this is the correct thing to do. They're pulled him off the sanctions list. They're going to stop sanctioning Syria. All of this is in the works. I'm telling you, a peaceful, prosperous Syria is good for that region. It's terrible for Benjamin Netanyahu, so he's going to do some awful shit, but it is good for the region. It is. It really is. And I was glad to see this happen. Folks, there is a tomorrow. There is a future. There is brighter days ahead. We just have to keep banging away at it. George Allen again, man, been out with the big support today. Thank you, George. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sir. I really do. I really do. R.M. Gibson, Texas, Newsom Crockett 2028 is looking pretty good to me. I'm telling you, I like Jasmine Crockett. I think that I will tell you, there are a lot, and you're going to hear me talking about more and more Democratic congressmen out there that are leaders, that are real leaders. And I am telling you, Julie Johnson is one of them. She is smart, man. She is every bit as smart as Katie Porter. But she's, to me, has better political instincts than Katie Porter. You keep an eye, don't sleep on Julie Johnson. And I know it's not just because she's from Texas. I'm telling you, she is super sharp. Another one is James Walkinshaw. He is from Virginia. That's called guava juice. That's called guava juice, the closer. It's a good one. It's a good one. But yeah, folks, there are, and Walkinshaw, he was a protege of Jerry Connolly. There are a lot of really good, younger Democratic politicians out there in both the House and the Senate that are really pairing up with good mentors. Look at AOC and Bernie Sanders. AOC made some mistakes when, she did going into the last election, pairing up with that whole the squad shit. That's why Cori Bush lost. That's why Jamal Bowman lost for the stupid shit they did and said. And AOC got sucked into that, but she's learned. I'm telling you, we're not going to cancel people. AOC's figured it out. She's not only is she appealing and intelligent and exciting, but she's smart. She's smart, and she's learning. She's learning as she goes. She's going to be a leader one day, folks. I'm telling you. I would not be surprised if Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez doesn't end up on a top ticket one day. It would surprise me if she doesn't. So yeah, there's a lot of reason to be excited, a lot of reason to be out there. Elizabeth Thritter asked, are there chances of Trump being impeached by Christmas? No. Why would we do that? Take the legislature and keep Trump. He's a gift going into 2028. Hobble that old bastard. Keep control. Put the guardrails up. And let him say stupid shit. Let him try to hurt people. Trump is the gift that keeps on giving. Why would you want to give the Republicans a reset by impeaching Trump? No. I'm going to say Janica. I said a question here. I got it in private chat. Julie reminds me a bit of Claire McCaskill, quick and smart. That's a great comparison. That is a great comparison. She is brilliant. She is 100%. She is super smart, folks. She is. And she's completely, as you can tell, completely unafraid. She is the kind of Democrat that will punch people right in the throat. I love her to death, man. Dazar 11MJ33, retired 20-year veteran here. Tuberville wants to gut disabled veterans' VA disability benefits, saying that veterans are behind fraud in the VA system. Tuberville showing Republican hate to veterans. Yes, he is. That's the kind of shit that your Democrats are out there fighting every day. Every day. Well, folks, I appreciate you being here. I love you, folks. I got some packing to do. The next few shows are going to be really interesting. I do want to apologize. I will not have this fancy schmancy internet that you pay for that is in, HD, crystal clear, and all that good stuff. I will be broadcasting from the middle of the ocean. So we're going to have to go back to the old 480p, and it might be a little pixelated, but we're going to get it done. The next few shows are going to be from the ship. So love you, folks. Thank you for being here. I hope this is useful to you. Keep the fight on. Let's get it done and enjoy some Texas cities at night.